Suppose you want to buy a car that costs $7,800. You decide to pay a down payment of $1,500 and finance the rest. You found a bank offering an auto loan at 1.65% annual interest for 60 months. What will your monthly payments be? Not the best English there. Let's see, move this formula in a little bit. The highlights, loan basically, and monthly payment. That's enough for us to know that we're doing the monthly payment formula, and that's the one that I have here on the right. Now a couple things first. The loan amount, we have $7,800 to pay off for the car. We're starting out with paying off $1,500. So that gives us $6,300. That's the loan. That's going to be the P sub 0. The initial value borrowed from the bank. Okay. Now we found a loan. We have the rate here. R would be 0.0165. All right, there we go. This N value is 5 years. And the fact that it says monthly, this is where we grab the K value in this formula. Plugging this stuff in, we get 6,300 equals D parenthesis 1 minus parenthesis 1 plus the rate, which is 0.0165 divided by K, which is 12 times a year, to the parenthesis. I use parentheses around the exponents because I don't know what calculator you have. 5 times 12, close these parentheses, divided by 0.0165 over 12. Parentheses around that. Okay, so what we're trying to do is solve for D. I'm going to work out this entire right side, the coefficient of D, and get some kind of decimal. And then I'm going to divide that decimal into the 6,300 to solve for D. Now for the part that tends to be the most difficult, just using the calculator. I'm going to read from left to right, top to bottom. Left parenthesis, 1 minus. Left parenthesis, 1 plus 0.0165 divided by 12, right parenthesis, then an exponent button, left parenthesis, negative. You have to use this negative, not a subtract. This isn't an action. We're just making like an adjective, a negative 5 times 12. Right parenthesis, and then another right parenthesis, divided by bottom, left parenthesis, 0.0165 divided by 12, right parenthesis. That's a lot of work for this right side, but as long as you're careful, you work this out. So we have essentially 6,300 equals D times 57.55-ish. So I can write that down. 57.55 ... It goes on forever. Did I get the 57 right? Yep. So to solve for D, I need to divide by this number. But I can't divide by 57.55 because then that wouldn't exactly reduce to 1 and I wouldn't have 1D. I need to divide by all of this number. That's why it's so important for you not to round right there. Got to divide by all of that number. And if you do, then it'll reduce and you'll have D equals. So with our calculator, since we have this number in there, we type in the 6,300, divide by, answer. And that way we can not lose any precision in this step. We have $109.46. That would be the monthly payment. this is a car payment, it's not a house payment, so this is about what I'd expect. $109.46. Now, if you don't have an answer button on your calculator, I need to pull back the expression, that one. The other thing you could do, if we're dividing by a number, it's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So we can do the reciprocal of this. That's the x to the -1 button on mine. Some people have a 1 divided by x. That's the reciprocal. And that would be multiplied by the 6,300. Same answer, it's just a different approach if you don't have or don't know how to use your answer button. It's still popping up every time I do an action. It's doing that. All right, I hope this helps.